While driving home from school one day, I noticed the sky turn orange, thick with dust, blinding everything in view and engulfing my mom's car. It was another wildfire, one of 12 that hit across Oklahoma that day, destroying homes, lands, and livelihoods. These wildfires were fueled by dry lands, strong winds, and a lack of an early warning system. That's why we created Fireflight, a project aimed at building a cost-effective, eco-friendly solution to predict and prevent wildfires before they start. So, we all know wildfires can be devastating, but just how devastating might surprise you. Every year, 2.5 million acres of land are burned down, destroying structures, crops, and homes. These fires release 5.3 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. That's more than any country in the world with the exception of China. Wildfires also cause a lot of monetary damage, equating to $23 billion in property damage every year. But even greater is the cost to lives, with fires killing over 3,000 lives every year, including many brave firefighters who work to protect us. As you can see, this problem is devastating and getting worse each year due to climate change. We at Fireflight need to tackle this problem and discovered that current firefighting systems lack an effective early detection system. Early detection systems are designed to spot potential hazards like patches of dry vegetation before they ignite. With this information, fire departments can act preventively, rehydrating the dry areas, creating blockades, and relocating resources strategically. But right now, current fire departments' early detection solutions are impractical and inefficient. The most common method is field scouting. This method entails sending firefighters out into the field physically to scout for high-risk zones. This approach has many flaws. For one, it's extremely time-consuming, taking days to cover a relatively small area, while in the meantime, new risk zones can develop, making it nearly impossible to stay ahead of the problem. Second, it's labor-intensive, requiring departments to position critical firefighters away from essential duties, stretching an already thin workforce even thinner. And third is environmental cost. Firefighters often have to drive long distances in heavy vehicles, burning large amounts of fossil fuels and sometimes damaging the very ecosystems they're trying to protect. The second major tool available for fire departments today is satellite imagery. While it improves efficiency by capturing entire regions on its own, its low resolution, just 1 pixel per square mile, creates serious limitations. This means that each dot you see on an image represents a full square mile of the ground. Just to put that into perspective, with this resolution, the entire state of Oklahoma could fit in just 1% of the screen of your smartphone, making it nearly impossible to recognize potential high-risk areas for fire ignition accurately. Beyond the technological issue, there is a much bigger barrier, which includes financial access to technologies. To set up satellite imagery, it's extremely expensive, costing the government millions of dollars to develop and launch, and after it's in orbit, the maintenance and upgrades are nearly impossible to achieve. Other assistive technologies to help firefighters in their tasks are often out of the fire department's budget, considering that 67% of U.S. fire departments are volunteer-run and operate on low budgets. On top of that, federal grants from associations like the Federal Emergency Management Agency was put in place to help these small departments obtain technologies. However, due to current government conditions, these budgets have been dramatically cut, leaving most fire departments priced out of current market solutions. So, this is why we created Fireflight, to close these gaps with something smarter, cheaper, and more effective. At Fireflight, we developed our solution as cost-effective drones that will be able to predict fire probability on the ground using infrared cameras. By scanning the terrain, our drone can accurately predict flammability index and project potential fire risk. We developed this flammability index by correlating two variables, ground temperature and moisture levels. Initially, we gathered the data by hand and using the measured data, developed the prediction model. Now, our AI model has been sufficiently trained and our drone can determine the flammability index by measuring the ground temperature alone. Combining this with other environmental factors like weather and terrain, our system can highlight areas with the highest risk of fire that firefighters can then begin using preventative actions on. To test feasibility, we have already built and tested a working prototype, which successfully proved our system can detect and predict areas of high wildfire risk. This early version validated both our hardware and our AI model in real-world conditions, laying the foundation for our full-scale version. On top of that, we've been able to gain legal approval by associating ourselves with a local chapter of the American Model Aeronautics Association that has given us flight license in order to conduct our tests. On top of that, we're in contact with FFA coordinators in order to ensure legality of our product. To ensure our product is environmentally friendly, we're designing our product using aluminum oxide, a compound that will not only be light and durable and used in NASCARs and planes, but easily available and has minimal environmental impact. On top of this, by stopping fires before they ignite, Firefly can stop tons of CO2 from flowing into the atmosphere. On average, for every fire we prevent through our system, 29,000 tons of CO2 will stop from being entering the atmosphere. Compared to other solutions on the market, our drone holds some key advantages. For one, we fly much lower than satellites, giving us a 2,000 times increase in resolution compared to satellite imagery used today. On top of that, the automated scouting from our drone eliminates the needs for firefighters to go into the field and scout for hazards, as the drone can conduct the search much faster and with significantly less emissions than traditional scouting. Our target consumers are government authorities like forestry and agricultural departments. This current market is growing fast, with state governments in Oklahoma and California investing in fire prevention technologies and the federal government beginning its investigations into the use of drones and AI to combat fires at a congressional hearing earlier this year. Currently, the market for drone equipment is $2.2 million. Our drone contains many competitive advantages, like its high resolution and focus on prevention that should allow us to capture part of this market. And we plan on increasing this market by targeting smaller and underserved departments that have been unable to enter this current market. We can do this because we have significantly lowered our costs compared to other drone manufacturers, at just $2,500 compared to $7,000 to $100,000 for our competitors. We're making life-saving tech accessible. So, how did we reach this price point, you might be wondering? Firstly, our drone is a preventative device and not meant to go into active fires, which dramatically lowers necessary specs and ruggedness needed for our drone. On top of that, by utilizing a thermal camera instead of a multispectral camera that most drones use during active fire fighting situations in order to see through the smoke, we're able to save thousands of dollars. And because of our prediction models, we have been able to obtain similar levels of accuracy to the multispectral cameras. The net cost of our drone is $795, with $500 of operational costs, leaving us with a net profit of $954, a profit margin of around 30%. Our software, essential for analyzing the drone's raw data and identifying high-risk zones, is priced at $100 per month, scaling up to $500 per month for premium access for a large fleet. Matching tools from companies like DJI and Skyduno. These prices were informed by direct outreach and budget assessments from multiple fire departments. We have currently funded our research thanks to a grant from the Oklahoma State University and their fire safety program. We've also gotten funding and help from Oklahoma Agriculture Department and private partners that helps keeps our research costs down. And going into marketing, we hope to leverage our connections with the fire departments we have come into contact with, along with the Oklahoma State Department of Fire Protection and their safety program, in order to market our product towards these departments. We are going to offer a pilot program that allows stations to test our drones in real-world conditions. In exchange for feedback and case studies, they receive a discount pricing. Additionally, this pilot program, we hope to build a strong connection with these fire departments and build a good reputation and obtain peer recommendations from these pilot programs. So neighboring departments will be more accepting of our project. After the pilot program, we will begin expanding into our local OKC market. This initial rollout will then allow us to accurately define our future path and hopefully figure out the speed that we can do so. After rolling out in local markets, we can begin expanding into markets like San Antonio, where OSU has a branch of their fire departments. So, who are our partners supporting us currently? Currently, we're being supported by OSU, which has helped us massively with our software development with help from their AI and aeronautics team. We also have access to their campuses at Oklahoma City and Stillwater, allowing us access to materials and tools necessary to develop our project. Another connection that we have built is with the fire chief of San Antonio. We have conducted multiple interviews with him to confirm feasibility of our product and marketability of our product to these fire departments, and his insight has been valuable in developing price ranges and market strategies. We were able to discuss with the Department of Agriculture that currently uses drones in their agricultural monitoring, and we were able to identify particular gaps used in their model and attacking those particular gaps in order to gain market value with our particular product. Our final supporter is Samsung, which we have managed to gain $1,1500 worth of funding, and from this funding, we were able to produce a tangible and tested prototype. This is our pitch for Fireflight.